Hey guys, it's Emma.
And Maggie.
And welcome back to another episode of Love You Bye.
Guys, wait, this episode airs on Tuesday, November 21st. Today, the day that you guys are listening. It's my birthday.
Happy birthday, Maggie.
Guys, I'm 27, which is so
old.
Crazy. It reminds me of that TikTok of Kendall and Kylie.
Kylie saying that you're almost 30.
Yeah, she's like, you're almost 30. And Kendall's like,
you're basically
I'm 27. That's me. But it's so crazy. Today's my birthday and I'm 27 years old.
And you're so close to 30.
And I'm so close to 30. And it's wild because, like, you know, when you're young, well, I mean, you don't count because you're getting married next summer, but you know, when you're young and I've been seeing TikToks about people being like, I thought I was going to have my whole life planned out. Like after I graduate college, I was like engaged by 24, kids by 20, or like married by 25, kids by 26. Like when you're younger, you think that your late 20s, you're going to be so old and at this like different point of your life. But I feel like times have just changed now and a lot of people don't get married, and at least in the Northeast, like until they're in their 30s.
Yeah.
But it's just so crazy. Like 27.
Wow. 27.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to you.
We should have done like an episode, like, 27 things I learned.
Yeah.
I did one of those for my 21st birthday in college. When the first year I started my YouTube video, I did like 21 things I learned by the age of 21.
I was going to make that when I turned 21, but then I never did. Anyway,
welcome back to another episode, you guys. We're going to start off with a peak in the pit of the week, as we always do. I guess I'll go first because
I'm your birthday.
My peak this week has been, honestly, Emma, we've been spending a lot of time together.
Yeah.
I cooked us dinner last night. I made braised short ribs and they took like 4 hours to cook and they were so good. It was like the most cozy, delicious fall meal.
And our brother came over for it too.
Our brother came over and then we watched the Celtics game and Emma and I ordered GoPuff and we got ice cream. And we just talked and sat there and it reminded me of old times when we used to live together.
I know.
And it was so fun. So that's definitely my peak of this week. And oh my God, my pit this week is that we went out on Saturday night to a club. We were there for like 45 minutes. I'm not even kidding.
We weren't even there for that long, yeah.
Like 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Barely.
So we got there so late and we were there for like no time at all. And we were at dinner and we ended up being like, oh, well, where should we go? And there's a new club called Cavo. I don't know. It's in Boston and they just opened it up a few months ago. So it was right near where we were having dinner and we walked over there. And then all of a sudden, I'm standing there with Graydon, and the bottle girl hands me a shot of 1942. I'm not a shot taker. I don't take shots. I was
so surprised. I look at you, and you go, you take a shot.
You look at me, you go, what are you doing? I go, I just took a shot.
Yeah, you go, I just took a shot, and then you're like, I'm not gonna hold a drink. I'm gonna take shots. I was like,
okay, I took one shot. And before we had gone there, like I only had wine. Like I had 2 glasses of wine and then a glass of champagne over the course of like a few hours. Mm-hmm. So I was like chilling and then I take one shot at this club. I wake up the next morning and I was so hungover, like the most hungover I've ever been. So,
well, wine is so much sugar.
Well, I usually only have like 2 glasses of wine and then I'll do like a glass of champagne or something. I usually only have 3 and I'm fine. But the hard alcohol is what gets me. Like last time I was so hungover, I had 2 dirty martinis and I was like so hungover. And so I haven't been drinking hard alcohol for like, honestly, a month and a half, almost 2 months. And I was so hungover. It was like really bad. That's my pit. I hate being hungover.
I know.
Like I like going out and I like having a couple of drinks and I like having fun and being social. I hate being hungover. It's like the worst feeling. I don't wish it upon like that feeling on my worst enemy. Not that I have one, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just I don't like it.
I felt
and so that's my pit. It was awful.
Let me think. My peak is definitely, I feel like, same as yours, spending a lot more time together. And yeah, I really had fun last night. Like I went to the gym over in Seaport where I used to live. So it kind of just like this time of year, Seaport has like Snowport, this little holiday market. So I was like driving through Seaport and like driving past my old apartment building, going to the gym, and it just felt like super cozy. And then going to your house for dinner was nice. And then my pit I like don't even know if I can say my pit because of.
Oh my God, is your pit what happened last night?
Yes.
Okay, that was really scary. Well, something scary happened, and I would just say, honestly, like, just be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah. So
Like, always be aware.
This is the second time that something like this has happened to me where like I'm very aware of what's going on around me. And I like if something's like messed, like I always know like if something's like off.
Mm-hmm.
So I just noticed that there was something off, and this wasn't the first time it happened, and it was just super scary. And it was when I got home from Maggie's like late at night, and I had to call the police. And the police showed up to my house, and it was so scary, and I just couldn't sleep last night. And I honestly just feel, it makes me feel super spooked, but
Not even spooked, like scared.
it makes
like,
you feel
genuinely
like it makes me feel not like scared, but
unsafe.
not even yes, unsafe obviously, but more like violated
Yeah.
of like my own privacy. Really weird.
Anyway, moral of the story, always be aware of your surroundings and don't be afraid to call the police.
Oh my God, yeah, don't be afraid to call
like,
the police. Like if I feel like especially for like girls nowadays, like always make sure when you're driving home, you're like checking to see who's like following you or your surroundings. Like I didn't get out of my car when I pulled into my driveway. I like stayed in my car. I called the police. I just like didn't.
You did all the right things.
Did all the right things. Like people were like, why don't you just run into the house and like shut the door? And I was like, no, the person could probably come kill me.
Yeah, so they know that I'm alone.
Yeah, like no. Anyway, always be aware and have security stuff at your house.
Yeah,
like
I
cameras
feel like,
and all that.
Well, even just like the little Ring doorbells
Mm-hmm.
and
Ring
Nest,
doorbells,
I feel like
Nest.
they're so easy to hook up and you have it all in your app. Like I have a bunch of Nest cameras at my house.
Yeah.
And it's really helpful, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because you never know.
You never ever know. There's freaks out there. Anyway, that's my pit. That was like really weird. Like so spooky.
You know what's crazy? What I've been thinking about?
What?
And something that I wanted to talk about in this episode is just the holidays as a whole, because obviously Thanksgiving is in a few days. Well, Thanksgiving if you're American, because if you're Canadian, isn't there Thanksgiving a different day?
Thanksgiving is in like October for them, I think. Something like that. It's like early on.
Okay, and Thanksgiving, do they have? This is gonna be such a dumb
Thanksgiving
question.
dinner.
Do they have Thanksgiving in Europe? No, because it's like an America thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't come for me, please, you guys.
But they have Christmas everywhere and like other holidays everywhere.
Okay, so Thanksgiving is obviously this week, and then we have Christmas coming up, and I feel like the holiday season is just obviously a time to be with your family, to be present, which our mom used to always say, like, presents, not presents. Don't be focusing on the gifts you're going to get, like the presents that other people are going to be giving you. It's about presents, like being with family. And while, yes, I think that the holidays are really important to be with your family and spend time with the people that you love, I also think that it's like a very hard time of year. And around this time of year, like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes I get really sad because growing up, like, we had traditions that we did during the holidays, and I feel like as we got older, like, our family has changed because our parents got divorced, and now there's just like 2 different Christmases and 2 different Thanksgivings, like, you know what I mean?
Holidays after your parents get divorced, like when something major happens in your family, whether you like lose a loved one or like your parents get divorced and your family splits up, they're just not the same.
I know.
Until you have your own family. Like for me, I used to spend every Thanksgiving with Ella. And then Christmas was the only one that was a little bit normal, other than like we would go to our mom's house for Christmas, which has stayed the same since we were young. But Thanksgiving was the only holiday where I literally just didn't spend it with family, and I'd go to Ella's forever. But I feel like now, was that her?
Yeah.
I feel like now that I have Peyton and he's my fiance, like holidays feel a lot better. But it's also different because his season goes on during holiday time. So like Thanksgiving, he won't even be here. Christmas will be in LA. So it's like very different, but we're still together.
But going forward, you guys can make
new tradition together. Yeah.
For Christmas.
Like when we have kids and say he has a game, then we can like, if it's away, we can have like, I don't know, Christmas in a hotel somewhere.
Yeah.
Like do things like that. Like, or do Christmas. Because I was talking to Mom about this. We were sitting on the couch. We can get back to what we were talking before, but Mom and I were just talking the other night because she was over and she was like, up until your kids like actually start to remember like and know the date, like know what day of the week it is, you can have Christmas on whichever day you like actually want and just pretend it's Christmas morning. Like say he has a game on the 25th, but he's home the 26th or the 27th. We can wake up and pretend it's Christmas morning, even though it's like the 27th, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, just so funny
true.
to think about.
I know. That is funny. And also, like, you can have Christmas on the road. You can, I don't know, like, have Christmas in your hotel room. I feel like when you guys go on the road, like, you guys always stay at really nice hotels.
Yeah.
Like, the team puts you all up in a really nice hotel. And those hotels, if you think about the ones that you guys usually stay at, it's like they're always decorated so beautifully for Christmas. So your kids, I feel like, will be able to at least like see the big tree. And, I don't know. Oh my God, Cleo, excuse me, love. Guys, I'm sitting on this little chair in Cleo, Emma and Peyton's big horsey. She's like legit a horse. She's so big. But she decided that she wants to cuddle with me and sit with me. And she's like pushing me off the seat, love. Ma'am, what are you doing? She's so cute. She's like putting her head on my shoulder, breathing in my ear. You guys can probably hear her breathing into the mic. You want to get down? You don't like it up here anymore? You want to get down? Go. You can go.
Come on.
No, she doesn't want to.
Come here.
But okay.
Good girl.
Go off, girl. But yeah, I just feel like the holiday season can kind of be sad for some people, you know, especially people who don't have any family and a few different families, you know, like have to split time between being with your mom, being with your dad, or I know that sometimes there can be just like a lot of sadness that comes up during the holidays. So I just feel like this time of year is just a time to be mindful, just to be kind to everybody. And I know that it can be like a stressful season, but I don't know, maybe taking that extra time to just like have a conversation with like the person at the checkout counter when you're shopping for presents,
or drop off all your packages every day.
Just thinking about that too, and like the people who
UPS
work for UPS and the people who work for the postal services. I don't know, just like spreading a lot of love this time of year, because although you might think like everybody, oh, it's about family and being with family, like some people don't have that. Like you never know what people are going through, and just to be kind and spread love. And
I saw a TikTok from Ella Rose. She was like just talking about how for Thanksgiving, since excuse me, since her 1 second. That's so dumb. Okay, wait. Since her boyfriend he's from, I think, like Europe or something.
yeah,
He obviously, they don't celebrate like Thanksgiving and stuff over there, but she's doing more of like a Friendsgiving. And she was saying that she invited, I think it was like one of her like dad's like friends or something, like a family friend. She invited a family friend. It was like, you should, like literally so fast, was like, you should come to our Thanksgiving. And he was just like so happy that she even invited him, because he normally just spends it alone. And he was just like, thank you so much for thinking of me, like, and inviting me, because it just made him so happy. And it made me like so sad, because that's like, I don't know, that's so sad. It makes me want to,
because
like,
he would have spent the day by himself.
Yeah.
I know, and especially like if you are, because this is going to air a few days before Thanksgiving, if you are having a Thanksgiving, like hosting it this year, maybe just extending the invite to people in your life or people that you know, being like asking, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Like, I'm having it at my house, feel free to come. Or I'm having Christmas Eve, a Christmas Eve party, come over or something, like whatever you do. Or I don't know, just like mentioning it to people, because I know how much of a difference that can make. Cleo, you're being needy, love. Oh, you're being needy. But anyway, what's up, baby, with those long eyelashes? I know.
I wonder if they can hear her go.
Probably, but you need to lay down.
Oh, she's gonna.
Oh my, she thinks that I'm trying to play right now.
I know. Me too.
Oh my god, you're so funny, love. But
no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, Cleo, stop.
Wrong.
No, wrong.
Wrong.
Moving on. What else should we talk about? What have we been up to?
Well, it's your birthday. What are how about instead of saying all 20 things you've learned before turning 27, what are some of your like what's like some of your biggest advice for being in your late 20s?
Okay.
And,
Yay, I love this question. Okay, I think that my biggest piece of advice or at least advice and just wisdom for being in your late 20s and just navigating this time of your life, things that I've learned, I feel like since, honestly, I turned 25, 26, and now 27, I feel like there's been a few things that I have just come to realize. And I think that is just being at peace and being present with where I'm at in my life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that when you get older and people around you start moving down different paths and everybody, as we know, is on their own timeline. Like some people start getting married, some people start having kids. And I think that it's important as you get older, especially in your late 20s, to just realize that you're exactly where you need to be and you're on the right path. What's meant for you won't pass you, and just to truly enjoy where you are in your life. Because I feel like I've talked about it before, but I don't know, in the past, I just feel like when I first started YouTube, I would do Q&As. Like this was when I was like 22, 23, and they'd be like, where do you think that you're going to be 5 years from now? And I feel like I would like had this idea of how I wanted my life to be, you know? And the way that I think I wanted my life to be at this point that I'm at now, when I was younger, like obviously I'm not in the position I thought I was going to be in. Like,
yeah,
which that's not a bad thing. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. So I feel like I, for a while, thought that I wanted to like have kids at 27.
You were also in a different point. When you were 21, you were at a different point.
No, I know.
You know?
I know. And I was like also in the past which this isn't like, obviously your relationships don't define you, but I was like in a really serious relationship, like a 6-year relationship before the relationship I was in now. So obviously I was like, you talk about marriage, you talk about your future, having kids and stuff like that. And like, I was with that person for 6 years. Like we would talk about that all the time. And if we had never broken up, I would be in that position. You know
also
what I mean?
like everything happens for a reason.
Yes,
like you
I
guys
agree.
were meant, but
I agree.
yeah.
Like I think
in that moment you think that was your life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like people like say things now, especially because you're getting married. They're like, Maggie must be so mad. And like I get comments being like, asking me, how do you feel that Emma's getting married before you and all this stuff? Which, because I have openly talked about when I was in my last relationship, like wanting to get married and have kids. And obviously having a family is a goal of mine in my life. But I have come to terms with just like being very present with where I am. And like, I'm really happy in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm not in like a rush. I don't feel like I'm behind. And I feel like that is something that if you're struggling with it, like anybody listening, I know that it's easy to compare your life to other people, especially like people you see online or people that you hang out with, but you really are exactly where you're supposed to be.
Everyone's on a different path and everyone lives a different life.
Yeah. And
like,
I think
what happened in my situation, like obviously is way different from yours. Like you were in long-term relationships forever. And then I just so happened to meet my person like out of nowhere.
Yeah. I think everybody's so different, but
so different.
Oh, I don't know. I'm excited for 27. I feel like it's just going to be a really good year. And as I get older, I feel like I just am living my life for me and just like doing what I want to do. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they say that as you get older too, you just start to like not care about what anybody thinks. And I feel like I've always had a lot of self-confidence, and I feel like I've always kind of just like did what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And like lived my life the way that I want to. But I feel like now I really just like don't care, and I've just been focusing on me and kind of just like blocking everything out. And even when it comes to like the content that I've been consuming, I feel like I haven't been really like consuming that much content because I just want to be like myself and be authentic, you know? And
I like wait, sorry, not to cut you off, but I literally unsubscribed to everybody on YouTube except for like a few people that I genuinely like want to see.
Yeah. I feel like it's hard too because especially when we do content creation for a living, it can be easy to be like, okay, well, everyone's doing this. Like, everyone's using this product. Like, I'm going to get that. Like, trust me, I've been there. I've gotten stuff that I've seen people use and that I want to try. And lately, I've just been really trying to focus on being like 100% myself and like just buying things that I want to buy. Not because I saw someone else using it type thing. I've also learned not to force things. I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
Because in the past, I feel like if I wanted something, I was like, I need it now.
Yeah.
Because, and sometimes I feel like that's not always the best. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like when, this was a few years ago, I like look back on things that I've done in my life and I'm like, if I was just like waited a little bit longer or just like didn't, like some things were unnecessary that I did. Like a few years ago, I think it was in 2021 when I was first single, like after I had ended my relationship, I remember being like, okay, well, I just lived in this apartment with my boyfriend. Like I like can't be here anymore. You know what I mean? Like I was like, okay, I need to like move.
Yeah.
I can't be in this apartment anymore because obviously like we lived there together and I was like
old juju.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought that because I loved that apartment, but I was like impulsive and we found that other apartment and we moved into it but we still had our other apartments for 2 months. So we were paying for our other apartments that were just empty. Remember that? Yeah. For July and August, like they were just sitting there empty. And then we lived together. But like, why did we do that? Like we could have just like stayed where we were because we like, lived right across the hall from each other. We could have waited 2 months. Or we could have just renewed our lease at that place because that place was like really I loved that apartment.
Nice. Yeah.
No. But anyway, just things like that where I feel like I got impatient and made decisions that I feel like were irrational just because I was like, I need to get out of this situation now. And I feel like now that I have gotten older, I am more patient with myself and I am just kind of like, everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to. Like, I don't need to force things, you know? Like, you should never force anything in your life. I read this quote once and it was like, don't force anything. Like, no, don't force your relationships, your friendships, or your ponytails. Like, have you
your
seen
ponytails?
That? What? I don't know. I used to see it on Pinterest.
That's funny.
You know, just like
so
living
true.
in the moment. Living in the moment, Cleo.
So true.
But yeah, what are some things that you've learned about me? I mean, learned from me. Like, are there any things that I've taught you that stick with you? Have stuck with you?
Yeah, I think you just said it, but like everything like is, what is it that you just said?
What's meant for you won't pass you.
Yeah. What's meant for you won't pass you. That's a big thing that I've taken from you. And I've learned that you told me for so long, but I never wanted to believe you, but you're always right. I feel like you're always right about a lot of things. There's like a lot of things that I come to you, like little dumb things sometimes where I'm like having a panic attack and you're just like, no, you're fine. Like, it's okay. Like everything, like you're thinking about it too much. Like
yes, especially with stuff that hasn't even happened yet. Like scenarios.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's so easy to get in your own head and create scenarios.
I overthink, but you always whenever I'm overthinking, I always call you and tell you what I'm overthinking about because I know that you'll be like, that's literally not happening. And it's not happen.
Reality. And you obviously are feeling anxious right now and feeling overwhelmed, and that's okay to feel that way because that's normal. But also what's not going to be helpful is creating these scenarios in your head of things that haven't even happened and aren't going to happen. Yeah. Because it's just like the what ifs. Well, what if this happens? Well, what if it's like, no, that didn't happen. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like everything's okay. There's no need to worry about it and stress out, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm in a really good place and I feel very happy
Good.
in my life, and I
Good.
feel very present and content. I don't know, I just feel good. Also, it's crazy to see like where I was when I turned 26 to where I am now. And especially, okay, with like the new year coming up, which I do want to talk about this, it's time to start making a mood board or like a vision board.
My mood
for
board. I
2020.
want to show you my 2023 mood board.
3. Okay, well, we can do it in a few weeks.
Wait, it's the New Year's 2024, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh
So,
my God, I keep thinking
which
that
is
next
so
year's 2023.
Which is so crazy that 2020 was 4 years ago. And then when it was 2020, 2016 was 4 years ago. Like, you know how people are like, oh my God, 2016 was like the best year of your life. Ow, Cleo, you just bit me. Ow, that really hurt. Don't do that, girl.
Was she doing those nibbles?
She bit me, yeah.
Yeah,
What
she
the
does those
fuck?
nibbles when she's like, she tried. I don't know if it's play or if it's.
No, she wants my attention. You're
Yeah,
not giving
she
it to
wants
her.
your attention.
Anyway, look at her bite mark.
I know, she does that to me all the time.
I'm excited to look at my vision board because, well, before there's a new year, usually it's in December. Like I will always light a few candles, I'll take a bath, and I will go on Pinterest and I'll create a private board with the year.
Me too.
So last year, obviously, it was 2023 vision. Sometimes I do like a fun little emojis or something, and I'll just go through and I'll save pictures of things that are inspire me, and sometimes it's random stuff. I just will like the picture, it'll be
Same.
inspiring, or sometimes it's something that like I want to achieve that year. Like I remember last year I posted all these pictures of like clear glass skin, and my skin was at its worst at the time. And I remember sitting there being like, there's no way my skin's gonna look like this next year, but I'm just gonna do it anyway. And it's crazy how things work out when you like save photos to a vision board, and then subconsciously like they end up manifesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember one time this was when I was in high school, like way before I could even drive. I saved a dark gray, like with black wheels, black grill, black like lining of the windows and stuff, Jeep Grand Cherokee, to my phone. Like I just saved it to like basically a manifesting thing, like whatever. But I didn't even know what manifesting was. And like a couple years later, I literally had I bought that. My first car was that exact car. Is that crazy?
Yeah.
But yeah.
That is crazy. Okay, I did this one this year, which is so insane. I saved a picture to my vision board of a private jet. Don't ask why, guys. Like why? I just liked the way it looked, like a glass of champagne, and it was a private jet. And I was like, oh, this is really chic. Not thinking like I'm trying to like get on a private jet this year. And you didn't even know, Peyton, at the time that I made this vision board.
Yeah.
So we end up going to one of the playoff games in Miami, and we took a private jet to the game, which that was like my first time being on a private jet. The private jet story is like a story for a different day, like a different time. But yeah, it was just funny how I saved that, and then that's how transportation to Miami. So it just is crazy that like vision boards they work. And you know what I want to do this year? I want to get magazines, and I want to like make a physical one. Mm-hmm. I feel like that would be fun.
That would be.
But then it's like, where would I put it? My closet?
I know, and then it'll collect dust.
I know. So I mean, you can do it.
I love the one on Pinterest.
Me too. And I feel like I've just been doing it for so long that it's like a tradition now. I like look forward to lighting candles, getting in the bath, and like making my vision board.
My vision board's insane. Like,
did you put an engagement ring on it?
Yes.
You probably did.
I did.
You're funny, Emma.
I put something that it was a phone call. Oh my God, this is like so funny. It's a picture of like a incoming phone call. Like, you know, when you have an incoming call at the top and it says like it's decline or accept. And it said, you already want to say, not you, but like I don't want to say,
what did it say, husband?
A healthy relationship.
Oh,
isn't that so funny?
That's not cringy. But seriously, that's what I feel like were.
And I made this way before I even knew Peyton. I was just like doing it for fun. I put a bunch of Forma Pilates, like the girl who owns it on it, like her doing Pilates, and I did Forma a ton this summer.
Oh yeah, you did.
In the studio in LA.
Oh my God, engagement. Oh, this one's cute. I saved a picture that said, it was a quote, and it said, my goal for the next year is to fall back in love with myself and the world and life again. Because I remember last year I was just like at a point where I felt really low. and I didn't feel like myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt very uncomfortable and just like lost. So I saved that, and now that's how I feel this year. Like I feel like I got my spark back.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of mine are just like clear skin. Oh, I saved a picture of a sauna,
Yeah,
and I ended up getting a sauna. Oh my god. I ended up getting a sauna, and I sauna all the time, and I feel like I just feel so good after doing the infrared sauna. Wow, this is really cute. I'm going to make a TikTok that says, or like that has like a side by side. Like I did one of those last year, and I did my 2022 vision board, and I took like photos that were on it, and I took a picture from real life, and like I put them side by side and did a little TikTok, and I think I'm going to do that again.
Cute.
Yeah. So
don't forget to make your Pinterest board to ring in the new year. I always make mine in December.
Me too. It's crazy though. Well, actually, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I like that my birthday's obviously end of November. So then it's like a new year and a new age, you know? So you're kind of like ringing in
a lot of
newness.
New.
Okay, you guys, well, that is all we had for today. Hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. Also, I just wanted to say a little PSA to everybody, because Thanksgiving is on Thursday if you are in America and you're celebrating. And I know a lot of people go out the night before Thanksgiving. You know, like in your hometown, everyone gets all dressed up and they go to the bar with like everyone from their high school. I wanted to just quickly say, everybody be safe, make good choices. Do not drink and drive. Like, obviously, take Ubers, don't drive, don't get in the car with anybody that's been drinking. Just like be aware of your surroundings and just be safe, because I feel like a lot of bad stuff happens the night before Thanksgiving. It's like Thanksgiving Day.
Holidays,
and the holidays.
And like everyone's like drinking and going to house parties or going out and stuff. It's just always like,
I don't know, I feel like I see a lot of stuff during this time of year, like on the news. It just like really scares me. So I want to make sure that all of you guys are safe. And yeah, I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your shows. And we will see you guys next week.
Love ya. Bye.